Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakbridge Farm. So the time has finally come. We are on the way to the shop to look at getting ourselves a new sprayer, and this is all because we now have precision farming. So we have the Case following behind us with our new worker. So they're following behind. We're going to finally sell this Massey, which the money we're going to get for it is next to nothing. So, which it's been one of the reasons why we have kept it so long. But we're going to go get ourselves one of the John Deere sprayers. I think the smaller one of the two, but upgrade it to have the biggest width boom on it. By doing this, it means that our tram lines, we won't need as many in the fields, so we won't waste as much arable land as it was. So right, we are almost here. So we'll just park this. Ooh, brake's not working very well. So let's leave that there. And we are going to, I think the trigger's here, yes. So we're getting 16,000 for this, but we'll repair, repaint, that brings it up to 22. So let's sell. Then the front tank, let's repaint, repair, sell, and then 3,679. But let's repaint. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I just spent 20 odd thousand on repainting it and it's gone up by 2,000. Right, I'm not going to repair. That was a bad move. But right, we're going to the shop. I hope we can afford this. So sprayers, here we go. I don't know whether we're going to be able to afford this now. So this, I want the pulse width 66. 28. We can't afford it. Right, we are going to have to take out a little loan. So we now have an extra £50,000, and we are going for the 28 metres, narrow tyres. I would love to get the See and Spray, but I'm hoping if we just use the hoe, we shouldn't need to do that. So we are going to buy this, and then, whilst we're here, I can also show you, we're just going to buy the field data. It's what makes the most sort of sense to me. Well, and it's the easiest, I would say. If we go down to miscellaneous, is it going to the Isaria Scout? So this is what you want to be using if you are to take the samples yourselves, which fair to 17,000, it will take a bit of time to get your money back, but it saves having to pay someone else to do it. You can also buy this, the Proactive. That's your sensor, and that can then obviously be changed from vehicle to vehicle. But I am hoping that, I don't know whether I'm going to put it on the Case, but we can have a look to see what that's. Have we got rid of? Okay, that worker's gone. So if we pull this in, we will see what sort of money this is going to charge to put the sensors on. But getting this does sort of mean that the Case may be staying for a while. So Case, customise. So it's 14,000, and you'll see the sensors there on the side. So that should tell us all the information and transfer the information to drills, sprayers, and so on. So I would say, for the time being, we will. Has it changed anything else? Has it there? No. For the time being, let's customise. We will put them on. We'll jump back in. We will put the sprayer on. Let's turn the engine on. And then we will have a look at our fields. 28,000. Okay, we're burning through we're burning through a lot of money in this episode already. So let's put this on quickly, and then we'll go into the map. So if we go into the map, here's our loans. Obviously we've got the 200,000, which we owe 157 on, and we've got the new 50,000, but we're doing that just for 1 year to try and get that off, and we will repay it in the next month or two. So if we go on to here, is it this way? Precision farming. So we can click on field 5, put tram lines, and we want to be 60 metres, that'd be lovely. We want to be 28, and we want to purchase soil information. So there, so it's it's £2,000 for the samples, but then we're having to pay 1,500 quid to, you know, to have someone doing it. So over time, that 1,500 quid, if we owned the scanner ourselves, it would certainly save us some money. So, oh, that doesn't look good, was all that. And now let's go to 33. Tram lines, we want to be, I should really go the other way. 28. Purchase soil information, yes please. That's not looking as bad as what field 5 is. 10 tram lines. 28 purchase soil information. Can we get slightly better soil here? And then 14 purchase soil information. So there, even that small field, £225 for the service provider. So we'll buy that. And tram lines, 28 metres. Field 14, by the looks of it, it's our best field. So it may be well worth buying field 13. And is that all? That is all the fields that we are doing crops on. So we now need to go through pH. And whilst I remember, we will go into our settings and we will find, where is it? Oh, does it take it out? Lime, where's lime requirement? Okay, by the looks of that, it's already on, because it should be here. So ploughing's off, crop destruction off, field sow on, wheats. Right, so we will, I think that's back to normal. So let's get to the map. And if we go to field 5, let's visit and have a look. So this is pH bad, nitrogen bad, so that needs lime. If we hop over here, we have our wheat, so pH and nitrogen that needs. Field 33, where our worker is still working along. Nitrogen good, pH bad. Okay, so we need to, by the looks of this, every field needs to, we don't need to do that one because that one's got nothing in. Visit here. Every field now it needs to go through with nitrogen and with lime. So we'll take this back to the farm, we will load it up with fertiliser, and that will be a good start. And then once our worker's done drilling, we can set them on putting some lime out, and then we should be able to move into the next month. So that pallet there, that's herbicide. Let's just pray that we do have here some fertiliser. Oh, what? What have we done there? That's interesting. Phil? No. Why when I press R is it wanting to put me to bed? Let's just go like this. Interesting. Right, we now have a full tank of fertiliser, and it's a very small tank, is that? So I would have thought we'd have got a little bit more in it, but anyways, so we will reverse, and this could very well be damaging our new sprayer. We will get straight into, because we've drilled this wheat, we'll get straight into this wheat field and we will spray this. Then we can head over to the canola field, spray that, and then we can look at, we'll have to lease a lime spreader, and we can look at leasing one of them. Well, that was a complete bust. I'd managed to do that top line with, what would there have been? Maybe 5 pulses of the spray came off. So I thought we'd better just try down here instead. So before I go and try to flick this onto a time lapse straight away, we will test to see. This is orange over here. So unless canola doesn't need as much fertiliser as everywhere else. Oopsie. Okay, no, that's looking a bit better now. I'm glad I don't have epilepsy, because I'm sure that could set somebody off. But look at it go. It's actually got reflections on it. That's lovely. Oh, and actually look how much, if you look at the mini-map down in the bottom left corner, that's going from orange to a very nice green. So this certainly needs it. And if we look at where our drill, so obviously this isn't drilled, so that's fine, and this isn't drilled. And the olives, they need fertiliser, but we can avoid doing that just at the moment. So here it looks like just the headland maybe, but if we do this field, do field 14, well there you go, you can see it clearly now. If we do field 14, we can put the worker on in field 33, and then we can, oh, it's still spraying there. We can then set ourselves on quite a rather large lime mission. So let's see if we can get, let's reverse, oh that's too hard that way. Like so. Let's get onto this tram line, and I don't think there's any point in putting this into a time lapse because it'll literally be headland and then maybe one up the middle. You can see it shutting off the end of the right hand boom because that's obviously going over where we've already sprayed. And note to self, make sure you turn your sprayer off when you are going over next door's field, because we may be able to see in the mini-map here that, oh, I'm going a bit I'm going very wayward. If you look in the mini-map, it should show, I would say it's a cotton field, oh it doesn't. But if you leave it on, my sprayer was spraying the cotton field as well. I do have an orange bit on this side, but nothing is coming out. So I must not be able to do that, which, oh, I'm doing bits there though. Is it going to do with that? Okay, so that's staying orange. But yeah, if you look, if I just swing the boom over there, it's now working the cotton field. So we'll fold this up. Whilst that's doing that, let's go to yield improvements. We want to look at fertilizer spreaders. So that's the base gear. That's only fertilizer. We're going to need a lot, 14, which is annoying because we did buy that and then we sold it again. So do we 15? So if we were to extend this fully, 47, so I think this could be the better option. Spreading unit, yes please, let's lease that. We will go and take this up to field 33. We can then set the worker on spraying that, so then that can be fully optimized, and then we can jump in the John Deere, go get the lime spreader, and then we can have a bit of a mass lime spreading session. So we're just giving our worker a quick demonstration of how it all works, and he should be more than capable of doing this. And he has just avoided hitting our stack of bales. But right, we will jump into this case, we'll take it back to the yard and then go get the lime spreader. So whilst we're at the shop, we are going to sell this planter, which will cover the £50,000 loan. But if we repaint, please don't be like with the Massey. Repaint. Oh, I don't have the money to do it. Okay, right, that's understandable. Okay, so we can only repair and then we will have to sell. So now that's sold. If we go into the loan, because I don't really want to be having to pay £10,000 a month back, so we can go special redemption. Let's do 50,000. Make special payments, and now that loan is gone. What have we got? We've now got 58. We're already attached up here and we are full of lime. So we will now start making our way slowly through these fields. But another good idea would be to get a sensor onto here, which for, what was it, 14,000? Yes please. Let's customize that. So hopefully we're spending a lot of money, but it should be spending money to accumulate money. So let's reverse back here and then we will go, I think, I'm just trying to decide which field to go to first, because obviously with us being full it makes more sense to go to the bigger fields. But let's get to precision farming. So obviously that's not drilled, so we don't need to do anything there, but we do have slurry to go into there. If we go to, right, so I think it should all be roughly that colour, that sort of green. So every field needs doing, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think it really matters where we start, but if we can get 10 and 14 done first, then that'd be brilliant. Typical me fashion, we're not going to do those. Well, there's no point doing 10 just yet. I would rather wait into next month. I don't mind paying a leasing fee on this because it shouldn't be too much, and then we can just do that in the next month, and it just means we're getting through this month. And the bunker silo has just finished fermenting. And there is also, I couldn't see what it said, but we do have something, well, by the sounds of it, something quite decent in the sale. Well, that was so close to being able to do the field with one load. So if we had gone for the bigger one, which would have cost a lot more in leasing, we would most likely have got all this done and our small canola field. I know it's not technically correct spreading on top of what we've already drilled, or what I would imagine is not correct, but to make the most of this time of year, which we're very, very fortunate that precision farming seems to come out as we are drilling, I don't want to miss out on it. And another benefit of precision farming, which I don't think there's much use in doing it in this series, but we can always give it a go, is oilseed radish, because they do give you a subsidy. I think it all depends on how much you put in, which I'm unsure of the amount, but I don't think that they'll be giving you a right lot. But we can now go, if we go swap over with our worker, we can go bring the sprayer back and then leave our worker spreading in field 33. So again, that's the worker hired unfolding to do this field, which it says pH is good, but there is a little bit that we can bring up. I don't know why the nitrogen's not saying perfect. So, and it's strange, if you look up here, I don't know, is that to do with the, okay, that's to do with the soil. With the soil type, I would have said, looking at that, it just seems to be perfect with that, is it loam? No, sandy loam. Which I think loam is the best soil type, where you use the least amount of everything. And if you look at nitrogen here, we sprayed this, but I don't know why this isn't all green with it all, well, especially with it all being the same crop. But again, it doesn't really conform to what's what. But does this give us here? Yeah, economic analysis. That's handy. So soil type's the most expensive thing we used. And look, we've sprayed liquid fertilizer, but it's not reading. But let's find. Oh, we need to return that as well. So whilst we're here, we need to return the drill. So that's our spreader. We need to return this because we don't want to face another charge. I'm just trying to think, I'm sure I must have emptied it. So let's turn this on, fold it up. But it's strange how that hasn't made it a uniform green. But anyways, so the spreader's on there. We can go drop this back off at the yard. And then I think, whilst this is doing this, we can look at putting, I would imagine it's digestate we've got in our dribble bars, in our slurry tank. We can go and put a bit of digestate on, because I don't know whether, well, they have a manure sensor now. So we will have a look and see if that is something that we can fit onto there. Because I would like to make the absolute most of precision farming, and like I've already mentioned, being this time of year where we're putting crops in the ground, there's no better time to do it. So if we get the John Deere manure sensor, if we put that onto here, customize, yes please. Do we need it on the drill bars? No. And then what about for our case? I don't think so. And that's cool. That's showing that live as it is in the workshop. Where are we looking here? I like that. But right, we get into here. Let's attach that back on. Let's attach our dribble bars back on. And let's try reverse out of here without damaging or crashing anything. Well, almost like a pro. We'll go to the maize field and get some on there, because it'll be interesting to see whether, because in precision farming, I think they call it 2.0, which was for 22, it just gave you a set nitrogen value. So it'll be interesting whether it does the same here. And then obviously when we come into drill and or spray, we then should have, it should be using less nitrogen in total. So I am having terrible problems trying to refuel my equipment. It's the first time I've ever had these problems, and it is it's rather infuriating. Obviously before I couldn't fill my sprayer, and now I can't fill, as you can imagine it's a long drive getting to the BGA, but I couldn't even fill. Why is that now not working? I've dropped it down, haven't I? And then now I can't even fill up from the BGA. But yeah. Anyways, we'll have to do something just to finish this field. So we are having to, which I don't like doing, but we're having to just use the Power Tools mod just so that I can get it in, like get whatever I need inside of my machinery, which I don't know whether it's something I've done or whether it is with it's something that's happening with precision farming. But what I've also said is with precision farming, I have admitted early on in the series maybe even once or twice, using a mod that just slows down the amount of slurry and digestate and manure that you're using. But now with this being my third load, you can see precision farming no longer gives you that that luxury, I should say. But anyways, it's one of them. If it's making taking away sort of the easy or the cheat some people may think they are, then it's probably a good thing. And it's like with the lime. I'd started the series off with lime enabled, but then I'd taken it off because it was just taking too much time. Well, it was taking not too much time, but a long time to do everything. But now that we've got a worker with us, which is currently over there, which they'll probably be done with the amount of messing about I've been doing to try fix and sort this, they're probably done there. But also, how lovely is that fog there? That is, it's one thing that I do really like about 25. I wouldn't want to, I know on Hutan Pantai it gets a bit silly at times, but it's one thing that now we've got it, wouldn't want to be without. And that is now this field. Right, there we go. Let's go to 8 o'clock. We probably should have gone to a bit later with it being so dark, but let's get on to time saving stock check and let's look at our eggs. So 100, whoa, 139. So we need to get those sold. Where is should we take the Landini? No, we'll take the case. We can drop this off. We'll have to get some lights on here, make it as bright as possible. I will just speed up time slightly and we will go and find our bale trailer, the Red Rock, which I think, oh, there we go, that didn't take long, did it? Let's drop that back down. Oh, we need to go empty the sheep pasture because they're full of wool again, which that's a daily thing now. So with that there, we want to go. We could use our little stacker truck, but considering we bought this just the other day, and it is one of my favourite forklifts in the game, although it is a mod, but where it's rapid is one thing. We will load these eggs up and we'll take them to our little farm shop, which I'm sure some of these eggs will be rotten by now, but luckily it's just a game. Well, luckily it is just a game, otherwise we would have lost every egg. And then that's 135,000 is the best price. But we're obviously going to our farm store, so we should get a 20% bonus. Yeah, we'd have just lost all that money in one go. And I think note to self not to store eggs anymore inside the chicken coop, because I don't know what that will turn out. Well, I will do shortly, but as a time lapse, I think that may be really quite juttery. So 105,000 is what we're looking for. Let's hope all these are in the trigger. Take the straps off. It says 115. Whoa, that's given us a massive sort of bonus. Well, that's brilliant. And then it does leave us, so 222. So we could potentially look at buying Farmland 2, which is, does it say price, 126, or what's field 11? Okay, field 11's out of the question. What is in field 2? It is carrots, but are they they're ready to harvest. What can we... Carrots. So this is the last month for harvest. So we will wait until next month and then I will probably look at doing field 2 of when we can then go and get put some poplar in, is what I'd like to do on that. And so that will be 126, so we'll have just shy of 100,000 left, which I would like to try and get rid of this loan at some point, because this just seems to be continuously ticking away, which in actual fact, let's do a special payment. I think we can get away with doing 51904. So now we only owe 100 on that, and it still leaves us enough money to buy that field in the next month, I should say. But saying that, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed that rather mixed match and sort of all over the place episode, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.